Hi, and welcome to today's episode of The Supporting Actor. I'm your host, Adrienne Streeter, so let's jump right into it. Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Supporting Actor. I'm Adrienne Streeter, your host, and I am so excited to be on location here at the Capital Area Autism Network in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We have with us Executive Director Drew Walker, and we're going to discuss this phenomenal organization and how you can learn more about what they're doing for the area, and more importantly, how you can get involved. So help me welcome Drew to the conversation. Come on over, Drew. Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Drew, thank you so much for having us today. It was so important for us to have this discussion and to learn more about your organization.
Well, thanks for reaching out. Really happy to be here.
Absolutely. So before we get started, don't forget to click like and subscribe so that when we have great conversations like this with Drew and any of our other guests, you will get a notification and be aware. So let's jump right on into it. So, Drew, what exactly is C.A.A.N and how did the organization get started?
So C.A.A.N is the Capital Area Autism Network. We actually started back in 2016 as a result of a study that was published by the Baton Rouge Area Foundation that looked at ways to identify gaps within the autism community in Baton Rouge. There were 25 recommendations as a result of that study, and one of them was to create an organization to shepherd the other ones through. So that's what C.A.A.N is. Of course, we got a little sidetracked with COVID in 2020. So we achieved 501c3 status in 2021, and then I came on board in November of 2020. So I just made a year.
Well, congratulations. That's super exciting. So one of the things that you talked about was in that study, understanding some of the gaps that were here in the community. What can you speak to some of those gaps that the organization learned about and are working to close here in the Baton Rouge area?
When the study was 2016, and that was some time ago. So we've spent the last year kind of looking at where we are now in 2023. But some things haven't changed. And one of that is services, getting people to be aware of what's out there, what's available, how to find those services, and making sure that people are getting the interventions and the supports that they need ongoing for their children and for adults. I think that's a big gap that was identified, is the lack of services and resources for autistic and neurodiverse adults. Because once you get out of the school system, a lot of families talk about it as a cliff, and the school system has a lot of support. Could be more, but once you become an adult, it's real difficult to find the things that you need there.
So that's quite interesting. So you all service not only children but adults as well.
We are looking at that as well. We don't provide services. We look for those resources that exist within the community and help people connect with those. But again, promoting other services, promoting expansion of services to include adults and autistic kids. It's easy to talk about that, but they do become autistic adults, and we can't forget them.
It's so interesting because I did a podcast with a young guy who was diagnosed as as having ADHD, and he did not learn until he was an adult. And every time he searched for something, which I can imagine is true for someone that may be a young adult that has autism, he had a hard time finding resources because everything was geared towards children,
Right.
As though the child doesn't grow up and still is autistic or still doesn't have the diagnosis. So I think that's phenomenal. So one of the things that I read on your website and I was so intrigued about is learning that there is something called a autistic certified city. Can you tell me what that is and how close is Baton Rouge to becoming that?
Right. So an autism certified city, we work with a partner, the International Board of Continuing Education and Credentialing Services, IBCCS.
Okay.
They have identified 5 industries that cover the whole community.
Okay.
And are seeking organizations within those industries to go through some certification and some training to become a certified center. Once there's enough certified centers in Baton Rouge, then we'll become a certified city. We are just getting started on this. So it's going to be a long road. But we have some great partners with IBCCS, and we've already started talking with some of the larger organizations. We've had some great connections in Central. We're also looking at Zachary and Baker. So it's not just Baton Rouge, capital city, but the entire parish. We're really looking for a lot of businesses and that sort of thing. And the industries, just to show the whole community. It's healthcare, governmental and first responders, education, workforce development, and recreation and hospitality. So anybody that's in one of those industries, I'm very interested in talking to.
So now I do know that here in Baton Rouge that they have just approved and they're working on getting, from a governmental standpoint, license plates that identify drivers who may have autism, so that when they're approached by police officers, if there ever is a need, they can understand that that individual may have autism. And it's also, I believe, going to be on their driver's license. Now, is that part of the partnership that you all had with the government, or was that something else?
We didn't have a hand in that. That was kind of, from my understanding, it was sort of parent-driven, family-driven, and that's sort of what I'm seeing also with C.A.A.N. is parents have led the way in making sure that resources are available for their kids. And on a personal level, I just want to help lift the burden off of parents because we've all got things to do. And so especially moms have been a huge driving force. I know across the spectrum in disability, but for autism especially, moms have been the ones that beat down the doors to get their kids educated, all that kind of stuff. So that wasn't one of ours. I actually just read an article yesterday, I think it was published, that the OMB, you can go to the OMB and get a sticker on your car. It goes on it's a decal for your car, and it'll identify as either autistic or special needs and alert whoever you may come in contact with that please be patient.
Yes, yes. Now, with the certification that you guys are at the very cusp of starting, is there training that is involved for police officers and individuals of the law in order to be able to deal with and have that patience with an individual that may have a special need like autism?
Right, absolutely. First responders of all stripes will be a part of that training. So police, fire, EMS, government officials, so everybody across the board.
Now, Drew, I'm going to ask you an off-the-cuff question. Do you know if there are any certified cities in the United States right now?
There are two that I'm aware of. I think it's the only two in the country right now. I know a few others are in the process. Mesa, Arizona was the first in the country, and then High Point, North Carolina. And both of those, they kind of did it as sort of a tourism initiative to attract folks to come, which is a great thing, and I think it would be a huge benefit to Baton Rouge. I want to take it a little step further and talk about let's change Baton Rouge to accommodate the folks that live here.
That's right.
The citizens and all that. And ACC is a huge part of that.
That is wonderful. One of the things that my husband and I want to do eventually is create a website so that parents who are traveling will not only know that this city, now that I know that the certification exists, but will have, these are the cities that certify, but more importantly, if you're going to Baton Rouge in the interim while we're working on our certification, these are the businesses that will support your child, even if it's just this night of the week where they may have low lighting, if it's a skating rink, or if it's a special movie theater, so that parents can still participate and have their children participate in extracurricular activities. I think that is phenomenal, Drew. So I just want to get you guys out there. If you are part of the community and you want to help C.A.A.N. with the certification, there is a form on their website and you can go to their website, and we'll put their website right here at the bottom. So you can fill out and get connected so that we can build the network that we need in this community to make Baton Rouge one of the autism certified cities. I think that is so exciting. All right, so let's keep it going. So how can our audience and other businesses help achieve that goal outside of just signing up on the website? How can we help?
Yeah, I'm always looking to talk to people. Anybody who's interested in anything neurodiversity, autism. I do, just back up just a second. I do have an expansive definition of autism.
Okay,
So
tell us about it.
autism is one diagnosis that people will receive, but there's a lot that goes with neurodiversity. It could be ADHD, dyslexia, all that sort of stuff. So autism is in our name, and it's kind of our focus, but it's neurodiversity.
Yes.
You know, it's everything. We
Yes.
we all got to come together and help each other. So I'm always interested in talking to people. If you're looking for resources, please reach out to us. You can email us or fill out the form. Even if you don't own a business or an organization, if you know somebody who would be interested, I will absolutely be happy to reach out to them. So we have that. And then follow us on our social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram. We just started a LinkedIn as well. So
well,
get in touch with us.
Guess what I'm doing when I get home on my LinkedIn? I'm following Drew. Maybe not Drew himself.
Oh, please do. I only have like 50 connections right now.
So we're in the beginning of 2024. What are some of the organizations or those key goals that you all have for 2024? What are your goals that the organization is reaching for in this new year?
So a very measurable goal for us. I'm hoping to get about 10 businesses signed up for ACC.
Okay.
I think we need to get the ball rolling on that. I envision that being a multi-year project, but I'm hoping 3 to 5 years, and we'll have something, certified city at that point. So if we can get businesses to sign up, that would be great. So I'm looking for about 10 in 2024. We're also looking to expand opportunities for community engagement.
Okay.
So have a program that I'm working on right now that is arts exposure. I'm calling it Come As You Are. So
I love that.
Come to the museums, come to theaters, and we'll find ways to accommodate folks, whether that's a special day or adding some resources in places. So I'm very interested in seeing that take off. Got some things in the works that I'm just not quite finalized yet. So that's one of our goals. And then to also reach out to folks in town and do some education, talk a little bit more, raise awareness on how to accommodate people. And that's one of the bigger things, and that's going to be a longer term project as well. And then finally, we're a network, and we're a true network. And so we have meetings. We have stakeholder meetings twice a year.
Okay.
Our next one will be March 22nd at the main library on Goodwood.
Okay.
Anybody who is interested is welcome to come to that. There will be a registration on our website once we get a little bit closer.
Okay.
And then we'll have another one in the fall. And so that's what I'm most excited about. We also do have community advisory groups where we try to listen to the community and say, what are you seeing? What are you needing right now? And to be responsive to the community.
Yes.
I don't know everything. I'm not a parent. I need to hear what's needed. And so we want to be, it's one of my big goals, one of my big values is to be responsive.
I love that. So kind of taking a step back, because your goal that you talked about was for 10 businesses to get signed up and to become certified. Do you know if there's a cost for the businesses to become certified? And even if it is an important and valuable cost, but do you know if there's a cost associated with that?
There is a cost, and it is specific to the organization itself.
Okay.
So typically the way that it works, I'll go in and do sort of an introductory fact-finding thing, let you know a little bit more about what ACC is on a personal level, and then we'll connect with IBCTS to talk about specifics for that particular organization.
Okay.
And then the training, that if somebody agrees to it, it's different for each organization. You know, a teacher will have to go through more training than, say, somebody, a barista at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's all valuable, and it's all dependent on how interactive you get with autistic people. If it's just a a customer coming in for a cup of coffee, that's going to be a little bit less than somebody who's spending 8 hours with an
Yes.
autistic kid
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
So,
I love that, Drew. I think that that's such an important initiative, as are all of your initiatives. I'm looking forward to the Come As You Are. My girls just performed last year with the Arts Council of Baton Rouge for the lighting of the Christmas tree. And that was a Dance for All program that really supported um, anyone, anyone on with any level of disability. And I interviewed the dance instructor there who talked about teaching a young lady that was blind how to dance. And so I think programs like that, and I know the success of Come As You Are is going to be big. So definitely keep us posted on the Come As You Are. That was going to be my next question in terms of any events that you have coming up in the new year for parents and or caregivers.
Right now, our biggest events are our stakeholder meetings twice a year. We're not hosting events specifically, but we are trying to partner with folks and be a resource and show up to other events. We're also looking to promote events. So our Facebook page is really where I'm kind of posting things that are happening. So stay tuned for whatever's coming up in the community, whether that's an event, a special event like once a month or once a year or something like that. And then we will, of course, because we are a nonprofit, we will be looking to do some fundraising things in the future. So, yeah.
Did you guys participate in the Giving Tuesday this past year?
A little bit.
Okay.
Where the year has been 2023 was a little bit of like fact finding and finding ourselves and realigning with what we were supposed to be doing. So didn't put as much of an effort, but 2024 is very much a big fundraising year for us.
Well, y'all don't wait till 2024. You can go to their website. Can they give from your website right now?
They can.
Okay, so there is a place on their website that you don't have to wait till Giving Tuesday. You can give throughout the year. The organization is much needed as well as your support, whether you are supporting them financially or coming to any of their stakeholder events that are being held twice a year. I'm excited. I'm excited about what you all are doing. I can't wait to see all of the phenomenal resources and things that you all are doing in 2024. One last question before we wrap up, because Drew has been so gracious with his time, and I just can't say thank you enough. How can parents and or caregivers, if they want to volunteer or learn more about your services other than social media, can they come to your office? How can they get in touch with you?
The best way is email, info@CAANDR.org.
Right.
That's the best way. We're actually in a little bit of a transition where I'm moving offices. So our address will be 2041 Silverside Drive here in Baton Rouge. So we're in again a little bit of a transition. So email is the best way to get.
All right. So in the interim, email Drew. Definitely volunteer your time. If you are a business, don't forget to go on the website, sign up so that you can get that information. The goal is 10 for this year. Do you know what the total goal is for businesses in a city before it becomes certified?
It's about 80%. Across all of the industries.
Okay.
So it's there's not a hard number, but it's to make sure that it truly is a community-wide accommodation.
Support. So you guys, I'm putting out a challenge. My challenge is if you are a business owner and you are here operating in the Baton Rouge area, whether that's Prairieville or Gonzales or Walker, wherever you are, if you are a business owner and you want to support your community beyond just opening your doors and helping those who are in your niche area, I urge you, this is a challenge, to reach out to Drew and the CAAN organization to learn about, if nothing more, learn about what it would take for you all to become partners so that we can become an autism certified city. I am excited. Drew, this has been phenomenal. I don't want to leave without there being clarity. Is there anything else that you want to share with our audience that you think would just be valuable?
Just that CAAN is a network, and I'm very interested in talking to anybody. So even if it's not about autism, you know, I come from a background of therapy where we saw anybody with, not me personally, but I worked at a therapy center. I just realized how that sounded. My personal background is marketing.
Okay.
But I came from a center. We saw kids with everything, you know, CP, autism, all kinds of stuff, speech delays, just whatever. So anybody that's got any interest in any of this, I'm just looking to meet people in the network and to get to know everybody.
All right.
So
one last time. Drew, what's your email address?
info@CAANDR.org.
Well, y'all, this has been phenomenal. Drew, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, my friend.
Great.
You guys, this has been an awesome conversation with Drew here at the Capital Area Autism Network. Please, if you are in our area or if you are a city that is also looking to embark on your certification and you want to give Drew some pointers, some tips, please feel free to connect with him. But in the interim, we just want to say thank you. We appreciate his time as well as the organization's time for just coming and opening their doors to share information about what they do to support our community. So in the meantime, don't forget to, again, click, like, and subscribe so that in the future, anytime we are putting out new content, you are aware. In the meantime, take care of each other. Bye.